Hi everyone, Kalpesh is here. Welcome to my channel Code Dictator. We are going to learn Core Java. In this session, we are going to cover history of Java, features of Java, Java internal execution, JDK, JRE and JVM. And yes, at the end, we are going to solve some assignment. This tutorial is mostly related to features of Java. So this will be little bit longer and theoretical, but really helpful. So let's start. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel and hit that bell icon to get notifications, and like and share my channel with your friends. Okay, so history of Java. Java is developed in 1995 by James Gosling. We are calling him as a father of Java. Java was developed for digital cable television, but that time this technology is too advanced. When the team of James was deciding to set the name of this project, so they was confused and they decided to give that project name as a oak, because that ox tree was stood outside of this Gosling office. But later that Java project was renamed with green, and finally it renamed as a Java. So Java language are basically having some primary goals. So first one, like, it has to be a simple, object oriented, and it has to be a familiar, because that time in the market there was a number of technologies. So it has to be a familiar. And the most important, Java has to be a robust, secure, architectural neutral, portable. It has to be a high performance, multi-threaded, dynamic and interpreted. So let's understand what are the versions of Java. So these are all the versions of Java. Currently in the market we have Java AC14, which is released March 17, 2020. When this is the highest version when I recorded this video. Features of Java: simple, object oriented, portable, platform independent, secure, robust, architectural neutral, interpreted, high performance, multi-threaded, distributed and dynamic. So let's understand all these features one by one. Simple. Java is a very simple language to understand, and the syntax of Java is related to C++, because when this language is developed in 1995, that time C++ is already it was in the market. So that time the team is decided to keep all the syntax related to C++. Java removed all some complicated and really used features, which are like pointers and operator overloading. So the pointer is really hard to understand as a beginner. So that's why Java is completely removed that one. Java supports garbage collection. Robust. So the meaning of robust is what? How much it is strong. So Java is really strong language because it is having high support from development community. It is having its strong memory management. We are not using any pointer, so there is like lack of memory leakage. It supports garbage collection, to nullify your all objects, to release your all object. It supports exception handling, so it help us to keep our program securely run. Object oriented. So object oriented, Java support all the object oriented features, which are like object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. You guys can follow me on Instagram, and if anything so you can DM me on Instagram. Hmm. So Java is purely object oriented language? No, Java is not purely object oriented language because Java support primitive data types which are non-object, means it is having its own memory, it's having its own size. So that's why Java is having primitive data type. Java is supports static keywords. So static keywords is related to your class level keyword. So without creating any object, you can access any method from that class with the help of static keyword without using any dot operator. Java having this wrapper classes. So you can convert any type of object into another type of object, or you can do arithmetic operation with an objects. You can communicate between different type of object without calling their methods. That's why Java is not purely object oriented language. Platform independent. So Java is a platform independent. How it is platform independent? We are going to see that one, that visualization in the next slide. So Java is a portable. So portable meaning what? You can take that code to anywhere with you without modifying that code or that machine level code. That's why we are calling it as a portable and platform independent. You can call your Java APIs from any other technology or any other languages. That's why Java is completely platform independent. So let's understand how Java is platform independent. So whenever I'm running any source code that is compiled by my compiler, that compiler converts my file into class file. That is what my bytecode. It converts into the bytecode, and that bytecode is actually executed inside my Java virtual machine. And that Java virtual machine is my platform independent. So that's why my Java code is a platform independent. So the important feature of Java is what? Write once and run anywhere. Secure. Java is really powerful and secure language. So how Java is a secure? Because Java runs itself inside a Java virtual machine. So that we are calling it as a virtual machine sandbox. Let's understand this concept. This is what my C++ application, which is running inside my, which is directly interacting with my environment or my operating system. But whenever I am running my Java application, that is running inside my Java virtual machine, it is not interacting with my operating system. That's why we have less memory leakage problem in a Java. We don't have any pointer in Java, so we are not directly interacting with our memory location. Exception handling. We can handle any type of exception in a Java, so that will reduce risk of crashing my system. Define order execution. So Java having some primitive data types, and that is having their predefined size, and all the arithmetic operations having their own sequence of execution, and all operations are performed in some order. That's why Java is ordered execution. Bytecode is a important and another more reason. That's why Java is a secure. Like my code is already compiled and interpreted with the help of my compiler and interpreter. So that is already, that execution, before execution of my code, it is already checked by with my interpreter that it is a virus free and malicious code. It is not a malicious code. Tested code reusability. So few of industry experts, they already done some set of code for us, so we can reuse that code with the help of libraries and jar and with the help of collections. Access control functionality. So Java support access modifier like public, private, protected and default access modifier. So with the help of that, we can provide a set of access to each method and classes and variable. Protection from security attacks. So whenever, if you don't want to make any class available for any end user, so we can make it as a final, so no one can override any method which are present inside that class, so we can stop that access on that particular method and classes. Garbage collection, it is the most important features of Java, that if developer forget to close all the connection and if developer forget to make all the objects null, so that time my garbage collection is doing that job for me, and it is helping my program, it is helping developer to avoid JVM crash. Type safe reference casting in a JVM. Whenever you are pointing to any object, so that time my compiler will give you an error if you are casting in a wrong format, so that time it will give you an cast error. Architectural neutral. So this is one important feature of Java, architectural neutral. So just take an example. If you see the C programming, so just an example, int data type. It occupies 2 byte of memory in 32-bit architecture, but it takes 4 byte of memory in 64-bit architecture. But in the Java, if you are creating any integer variable, so it takes only 4 byte even though the system is 32-bit or 64-bit architecture. Because when the Java developed, so they already knows that might be in future there will be like a different variation of operating system and their bit of systems. So that's why they take care all the things when they develop this language. Distributed. So Java support different type of protocols to connect with a network like TCP, IP protocols, FTP or HTTP protocols. So it makes very easy to connect with a network. High performance. So whenever we are running our Java code, it is compiled by compiler and it is run by your interpreter. So first time it takes a little bit time to run your application because it is converting your each set of instructions into the machine readable format, that is called bytecode. But when you are running same set of code second time, so that code is already converted into the bytecode. So the second time JIT, just in time compiler will use, and that will interpret your code which is already converted into the machine code. It will not convert again that code into the machine code. It will just use the set of code which is already converted. So if you are adding any new functions or new set of lines or set of code, so that code only interpreted, and whatever the previous code was there, it will be compiled with the help of your JIT. So it will increase your performance of your code execution. Multi-threaded. Java can handle n number of requests at the same time. So that's why it is multi-threaded. So this help us to write web applications. So it can handle n number of requests without occupying a different resources. It will share its own resources. Dynamic. Dynamic. So Java support dynamic loading of your classes and methods. Whenever method and class is required, that time only that class and method will loaded. And Java supports dynamic compilation and automatic memory management, which is garbage collection. Inheritance. So with the help of that, we can reuse our code which is already predefined in our parent class. Let's understand Java program execution flow. So whenever I'm writing any program that is stored in my source file, that extension is .java. That Java file is compiled with the help of our compiler. That compiler will convert my source code into bytecode, and that extension will be .class. And at the runtime, when it comes to the running my methods, it will load with the help of my class loader, and that class loader will give my bytecode to my interpreter. If I am running this code first time, so it will give to my Java interpreter, or if I am running the same set of code second time, so it will give it to my JIT, which is just in time compiler. And that just in time compiler Java interpreter will run my machine level code, and it will generate an output. This is how the Java code works. So let's understand what is JDK, JRE and JVM. So the JDK is Java Development Kit, where JRE is Java Runtime Environment and JVM is Java Virtual Machine. So JDK is physically present and it is platform dependent. JDK is kind of like a software development toolkit. Let's understand this concept with the help of diagram. This is what my JDK, which is having Java compiler and Java interpreter. JRE is also platform dependent, and that is also physically exist. So which is a bundle of your JRE or your programs which are supporting to run my application, which are like library and set of jars and other files. But my Java application is run inside my Java virtual machine. That is just a virtual machine. It is not a physically exist, and it is completely platform independent. So my application is running inside my Java virtual machine. So guys, if you feel that this video is really helpful, so please like, share, and if you are not subscribed my channel, so please subscribe my channel and hit that bell icon to get more notifications or more updates. So let's time for assignment. So you can write it down your answers in a comment box. Why? Write down any 5 features of Java. Why Java is secure. Why Java is not purely object oriented language. How Java is platform independent.